If you're considering moving to Lakewood Ranch, you might be overwhelmed with the amount of choices of homes and villages that you can live in. So today we're going to share some tips on how to narrow that down and help you choose the right spot for you. So stay tuned. I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Ruttenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all of you who keep tuning in and who subscribe to our channel. Many of you reach out and tell us how helpful you find these videos, and we so appreciate that. So please continue to do so. And if there's anything you would like to see, feel free to leave us a comment or send us a message, because these videos are to help you. So if there's something that we're not covering or something you're dying to know, please let us know. We're happy to do a video on it and answer that question for you. Today, we're going to talk about Lakewood Ranch. I know that's nothing new, but when you decide to move to an area like Lakewood Ranch, there are a lot of choices as far as different neighborhoods, different types of homes. They have different amenities, there's different fees associated with them, and all of that information can be super overwhelming if you're not familiar with it. So we've developed a guide to help you through this process, and that's what I'm going to go over today. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, because then I'm going to share with you how to download this free guide for yourself so that you can use it and help narrow down your choices and find the best fit for you within Lakewood Ranch. Anytime you decide to move to a new place, you probably start by looking on the internet, looking up different cities, towns, neighborhoods, possibly different states. So you've already done your preliminary searching and you've narrowed it down to Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Well, Lakewood Ranch is twice the size of Manhattan and bigger than Disney World. So just choosing that location still leaves you a lot of space to figure out where you want to live. One of the questions we get asked most often from buyers looking in this area is, how do I know which neighborhood to choose? Well, there's a few factors that go into that, and that's what we're going to help you work through so that you can do that exploratory research and kind of narrow down the focus for yourself. So the first question to consider, do you want new construction only? Do you want to build from scratch? Or are you okay with a resale home in a neighborhood? Now remember, Lakewood Ranch is only 25 years old, so the oldest home in here was built in the 90s. Nothing is super old, which is good, and most of it just needs a little modernization or cosmetic changes to make it more suitable for what you're looking for now. We broke down all of the villages in Lakewood Ranch based on whether they are currently building and still have home sites available, some coming soon or new villages that haven't started yet or have just started, newer resale. So these would be communities that are pretty much built out or completely built out, but homes are available for resale in there that are only a couple years old, maybe in the last 5 years. And then the older resale would be the original Lakewood Ranch villages, which are Edgewater, Greenbrook, Riverwalk, Summerfield, and then Country Club. Some of the homes in there are from, the early 2000s, late 90s, and so on. So from that list, you would choose the ones that make the most sense for you based on which type of home you're looking for first. The next important question to consider is, which amenities are most important to you? Most communities offer some, but some villages offer more than others. Some are exclusively golf communities. So knowing those differences will help you determine which ones might work best for what you're looking for in your new life in Florida. Some villages have golf included in the HOA, which means your fees will be higher, but you have the golf membership available to you all the time. And that would be our two Esplanade communities and Lakewood National Golf Club. And just as a side note, the Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club is available to all residents of Lakewood Ranch and actually anywhere. And that's a membership that you choose. There's different levels to it. So you can still belong to a golf membership but not live in a golf community. So if that's, one factor to consider, but you don't want the extra fees associated monthly with the HOA, then you can rule out the golf communities, but later on look at the possibility of joining the Golf and Country Club. The majority of villages will have community pools and fitness centers, so we listed all of those. And there's only a few villages that have no amenities. They might have a park or some walking trails, but the good thing about those is that the HOA fee is super low. So for example, a community like Greenbrook Village doesn't offer any maintenance or any type of community pool or sports courts or anything, but your HOA fee is one annual fee of like $100 a year, and that's it. So if you're looking to keep your fees lower, some of those no amenity villages might be worth it if you're not interested in having all of the bells and whistles. So now the fun part, the pricing guide. Most of the time when you're searching for a home, you have a budget in mind. My recommendation would be to actually talk to a lender before you even start this process. Even if you're far out from building, they can do some kind of soft pull on your credit just to get an idea of what you might be able to afford, so that you aren't looking in one price category thinking it's going to work for months, and then when you finally get to that step to look into getting pre-approved, that's the wrong price for you. So that would be an important first step to take, just so you have a good ballpark. From there, you want to consider the villages that have homes available in that price point that you're looking. So if your max budget is $350,000, then these listed are all the villages that have homes within that price range. And I did this based on an average 3-bedroom, 2-bath home and not including a pool. Now, that's not to say that there's no homes in these communities with a pool for less than $350,000. But I didn't want to include the pool in the pricing because a lot of the new communities, as they're building homes and they show their pricing online, don't include a pool. So to be fair, I said, no pools across the board. This will just give you an idea of the price of the home itself. If your max budget is $450,000, then all of those communities listed to the left will work, as well as these additional communities which have homes in this price range, and so on and so forth. So this is a good way to kind of see which neighborhoods fall into which price brackets, and that will help you determine which ones you can rule out and which ones you want to dig a little deeper. Okay, so now what? You've narrowed it down based on the type of home you're looking for, whether it be new construction or a resale. You've narrowed that down further based on which amenities the community has and what you're looking for in your new home. And then you narrowed that down further to which homes you can actually afford. So you should have a pretty short list now of villages that will work for you. I say having a top 5 list is ideal, maybe a top 3 if you can get it that low, just so that you're really focusing in on the villages that will work for you and make the most sense to look at in person, or look at those houses online and get a feel for them. Once you've narrowed it down to that top 5 or top 3 list, then you can visit our website, and I shared a link in the guide for that, and I'll link it down below as well. We did a little tutorial video on how to use our Lakewood Ranch Villages page, because we break down each of the villages, what they offer, the amenities, village maps, and sometimes a video on the village, as well as the current homes for sale. So once you've narrowed down your choices, you're probably going to want to learn a little bit more about them, and that's a great next step to take because you can read more about it, see some of the houses in there, get a better feel for what they look like inside, if the price matches up with what you were thinking, and all of that good stuff. Now you're ready to talk to us so that we can help you make your move. Once you've gone through those steps, that's a great time to contact a realtor, and we would be very willing to help you find the right house. Once you've narrowed down the location of the home based on the village that you want to be in, it's easier for us to help you zoom in even further and find the right home for you. So your focus is looking at the big picture of Lakewood Ranch, seeing where you want to be within town, which villages work best for you, pick your top choices, and then we'll be able to help you match up with the perfect home based on what you're looking for. We share our contact information at the end of the guide, and I'm going to share it at the end of this video post as well. So please reach out to us if you do have questions, or if you think you are ready to start looking for a home in Lakewood Ranch. This guide is a perfect jumping off point. If you think this guide would be helpful for you, please click on the link below so that you can download your free copy. It's also going to be available through our website. And if you want to email us, I'm happy to email you a copy personally as well. So however you want to get your hands on one, reach out to us. We'll make sure you get a copy of it so that you can take yourself through those steps and understand the villages in Lakewood Ranch a little bit more and everything we have to offer. Again, thank you for tuning into our channel. We hope you'll come back and keep watching videos, and please recommend any questions or topics that you'd like us to cover next time. We'd love to hear from you. That's it for today. I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Ruttenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Thank you for watching.